Welcome to this week's session with Putnam County District Library, the Guiding Ohio Online grant. This week I am going to take a look at Apple Pages with you. It's actually titled Tips for Using Apple Pages, but we're going to just take a look at Apple Pages and what's available, how to start using this tool. When you purchase any type of a Mac product with the iOS operating system, Apple Pages is one of the applications that's automatically installed. I will tell you that typically when you're getting a new device, many times you have to do an update right away. But other than that, Apple Pages is just like and very similar to using Google Docs or Microsoft Word. And when you're using Apple Pages, you can do a save as and change it to any of the other file formats as well. So when you are on your computer, you will first, Apple Pages is found when you actually go to the applications. So I'm going to bring a screen across here real quick. And this is just a screenshot. Across the top, you would have your Apple, and under the Go menu, you would go down to Applications. And then from Applications, what you would see is all of the different applications. For the most part, what you see here on my screen are applications that come automatically. Firefox, Google Chrome were obviously downloaded, as well as any of the Microsoft products here. However, everything else for the most part are, I should say, and the other one would be Loom, which is what allows for what I'm doing right now with this Screencastify is another form of this where you can create videos. So what you will see here is mostly all of these are applications that automatically come installed. And obviously Pages is one. It's the one that looks like the orange with the pencil. So I'm going to take these away real quick here. We'll just bring them back across, get rid of my preview. What I had done here was just simply screenshots to show you what it would look like. So I'm going to take these away, and then what you'll find is I have my Pages opened up. And when Pages opens up, what you'll see is the very first screen is you see all the different templates that are available. The most recent are obviously here at the top, and then you have your basic. And what you see with this screen going, or with this part of the screen going down the side here with this window, is the different types of templates available. But you can also just scroll down. You'll have the same thing come up that you see over here on the side. And then when you are going and looking at any of these, you can actually scroll, and you can go see how I've got the arrow here on the side. I can go sideways as well. So I can go up and down, or I can go sideways to see more examples. That's one thing I do like, is you can see a nice clear example of what is available. I am simply going to start with a blank page just to demonstrate here today. So I'm going to click on that, hit create, and I am going to get my blank sheet of paper that comes up, my blank document that I can type on. And when I begin to type, I am just simply going to type here the word example. Before I do that, you can see over here on the right-hand side, as I started to type, you see I am currently at what would be the body. So I have my different formats in terms of text. I am going to change this over to title. Since it's at the very top, I'm going to finish typing up example. I can change the type of text at any point. It's going to change that over. And whatever part of my document that I am at, I can actually make that change. I can also go to my different styles here. Notice I have my font. If I change that font, now notice nothing happened because I did not have, when I start to do the font and so forth down the page, I do need to have this selected. Now I can click and drag behind and drag across, or I can simply go up here on my Word example and I can double click and it will select that. And now I can make my changes and you'll see how my style changes. I can also change this here with my size. It's set to regular. I can change my size so I can, again, make it larger, make it smaller. I can make it bold, italics, underline, or the strike through are all my options. This other option here is more text options that are available. And again, I can make any of the changes that I might choose at this location. Same thing here, text color. I can change my actual type of fill. Can't talk today. I can change the image fill, so forth. All are made here at this point, as well as changing my angle. So notice how when I circle around here, how that is changing. Let me change this a little. I'm going to make this just a little bit darker in color, so maybe you can see it a little bit more. As I take and go around with my angle, see how my gradient fill is changing the location of where it's at within the word itself. You can do it and apply to the entire page as well if I were to choose to. Again, I am back here where I can change if it's centered, left, right, or if it is the standard column change here. And then the spacing. I'm not going to see this difference with spacing unless and until I add in. So I'm going to go ahead and hit return, go down my page here. I'm going to go down a couple lines. Now notice how this changed over to body. So if I type here, I'm going to type, this is an example, and I'm going to actually hit return, go down the page, and type in and I'm just typing words at this point. So notice what happens is I do have some text here. This is part of what is called my body, where I would be typing. I am going to do the same thing here that I did with the example. I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger so that we have it easier to see for the example with you. And then what I want to do here is, with having this highlighted, I am going to go back here and I am going to go to my spacing, where you can see what will happen is when I change my spacing, I am going to get more spacing in between my lines. So that is how we would change spacing. Same thing here with my bullets. I can change the type of bullet if I want to make a bulleted list, and I could change that to all different types. And oops, go back here, my bullet. We'll do numbered, whatever. And then the last thing would be, I'm going to get rid of my bullets and then I'll just go to drop cap, and you'll see how the drop cap works. And again, all of these options are there to change. And then the last thing here that I kind of wanted to show today, because in the future, next month, we're going to take a little bit more of a detailed look at some of these other options here at the top. But for this month, we're just going to do a real brief intro of pages and numbers and the actual applications that come when you purchase a Mac. So what I'm going down here, the last thing to show today is notice when I take my mouse down, it changes over, and I now see 3 boxes down here. If I click in these boxes, I can then insert my number for my numbering, insert page numbers. When I click on that, I can choose the option of how I want to have my page number appear. I can also go into the other boxes. I'm gonna get rid of this here real quick. If you click, I can actually click here. If I delete this out, you're gonna see how I can change it to have it on either on my left side or my right side as well. Same thing, same options, and then I have my information. The very last thing to note is right here at the very bottom of my page, I do have an actual word count available to me. It is not only gives me the word count, but it actually gives me the number of characters with spacing, without spacing. All of that information is available. When I'm done with my document, as I had stated before, you can change these options. So I'm just simply going to go to and save this here. If I go to save, I'm going to then, it's going to save this as an actual page document. However, if I want, I can go to revert to, or I should say not revert to, I can go to export to, and I could export it as a PDF. Keep in mind with a PDF, it's going to take this document, it's going to make it like it's a picture. So unless I have an actual license for Adobe where you can create a PDF and actually change it, it's going to be an image. So anything, if I were to save it at this point, I could, as a PDF, I couldn't go back in and change my wording. I can change it and export it as a Word. I can export it as an EPUB, just plain text. I can, again, an image, and here's my pages. I can change the version to an older version if I choose to. And then the last thing I wanted you to see was if I were to go to send a copy, I can actually choose to say, yep, I want to message this to someone, I want to airdrop, or I want to send it in notes to someone else. And I do have the option here to collaborate with as well. So if I click on collaborate with, then I would again have this option where I could mail it, I could message it, I could copy a link, or I can airdrop it so that I could work with someone else with this document in terms of making changes. I can make it that they can view it only, or I can make it that they can actually make changes and work with me with the document. I do have to have a Google account that would be set up, that it would be making those changes, that would give me the ability to make changes as well as them. So that is what you will find if you have the Mac iOS operating system with Pages. That is the ability to make documents. And just like I said, this is just a getting started point. And next month, we're going to go and dive a little bit deeper into Pages and take a little bit more of look at all of the other bigger, better things that we could do with Pages. I hope everyone has a great week.